Hello and welcome back to the channel. We'll be continuing our beginner's guide and walkthrough of Starfield by exploring the area of New Atlantis known as the Well. I'm going to give you a start out. It's the elevator to the well is located here between Terra Brew Coffee and the Jemison Mercantile right here. So it is easy to miss if you're not looking for it. I do have a quest marker set so that it's easy to find. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please give the video a thumbs up like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification button so that you can get regular updates as future videos are released. So let's go ahead and explore the well. I did off camera go back to the ship and rest. For just 1 hour to get that XP bonus. I think one of the things I'm going to do is let's change quests. Right now we're investigating the brownout. But let's go ahead and follow up on speaking to some of these characters in this quest. Here we have UC Surplus, which is a store. We'll visit it here in a second. Some good stuff in there. Let's just follow our waypoints for now.
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask for.
So here we'll go speak to Kay.
Always nice to see a fresh face around here. You stop in whenever you'd like.
Get your story.
Do you know why this place has stood for so long? I make sure everyone's comfy. I tell it like it is, and I don't take any shit. Stay as long as you like, and don't be a stranger.
Thanks, Kay.
Everyone's welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. Understand? No causing trouble in here. No shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Keeps us on our toes. Nothing else. Mom, that's Kay, gets all the credit. Started making sure people felt welcome back when I was just a kid. She had one rule. No causing trouble. Everyone abided by it. Put their differences aside when they came through the door. After a few years of feeding so many mouths, we needed extra credits to stay afloat. Didn't mean for this to turn into a business, but here we are. If folks are willing to pay a little to have some place to feel safe and get a decent meal, well then, we'll sure take it. Absolutely. I'm sure my mom would be proud to have the place featured in an article. What's up? Business is steady, as usual. We don't tolerate violence or disrespect, so a lot of folks like to spend time here. The only thing that's worrying me is a new group of customers I've seen hanging around lately. They've been watching the UC Surplus store pretty closely. I have a bad feeling they might be planning something. Kay's house has a reputation as a safe place. I don't want to be associated with that kind of thing.
Well, we'll have to look into that for you.
Honestly, I'd really appreciate that. I'd feel terrible if something happened and I hadn't done anything to try to stop it. Why don't you come by when you have some spare time? And we'll talk it out.
Sure.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm Teresa Mason, and this is my home. My mom's the Kay who founded Kay's house. I grew up here along with the business. My mom passed the place on to me when she decided to retire. Running it is my pride and joy. I've put everything I have into it. Same as ever. I've lived in the well my whole life, and things have never really changed. The UC government promises to clean the place up every couple years, but there's still just as much crime and poverty as there was when I was a kid. That's why Kay's house is so important. It's the one place people in the well feel safe. Be sure to put that in the article, okay? I'm really proud of it. Great. Let me know when the article comes out, will you? I'd like to read it.
No problem. Now, while we're here at Kay's, we're going to go through behind the curtain. You have this kitchen area. Through here, you have upstairs, which is their living area. And right here to the right, we have a magazine that we can pick up. It gives us the recipe for shepherd's pie, which is a great food item because it gives you an XP bonus. Now you can help yourself to what's up there. I'm going to go ahead and skip that part.
I've got limited resources. I try not to turn anyone away just because they're light on credits. We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever do. Don't have much of a choice. Can't afford to pay staff, and while I've got a few volunteers from the community, I can only ask so much of them. We've scraped by for a good long while now, and we'll continue to do so. Don't you worry. Funny story about that. You know, when people first arrived on Jemison, they dismantled the colony ship and used the parts to establish a place to live. Over time, they built out, and up, and up, and after long enough, they started to forget about the people and the things still down here. The walls and the ceiling have changed, but this place still uses equipment from that old ship. And it's here because not everyone in New Atlantis can afford Reliant Medical.
And we can ask for healing if we want. We can buy supplies from her if we want, but let's follow with our
A journalist?
news quest.
That's a surprise. Most people don't think anything that goes on in the well is worth writing about. I'd be happy to help if I can. Things are always rough at the med bay. I'm the closest thing to a doctor that the well has, and I can't treat everyone. The last few weeks have been especially bad. There's some kind of infection going around, and a lot of kids down here are catching it. It just breaks my heart to see.
Well, I'd be happy to help you out with that. Sounds like the source of a quest.
Oh, you're sweet to offer. There might be something you can do, if you're willing. Let's chat again when you have some time to spare, all right? Sure, if you'd like. My name's Talia. I was born and raised right here in the well. I've been the nurse here at the med bay for over a decade now. Once upon a time, I was a combat medic for the UC Navy. When the colony war ended, I came back to the well to put my skills to use for the people here. Things are always the same in the well. Violent and dangerous. I swear I treat more injuries here than I did when I was a Navy medic. All right, dear. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
No problem. And let's see.
I tell you, coffee is the only thing that gets me through the day. I'd be lost without Terror.
Here's the Trade Authority. We got to go there and pick up that artwork. We might as well go ahead and we'll do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and... Here we have Apex Electronics.
Mess with me and I'll serve you my famous knuckle sandwich. Scared, aren't ya? What's with the staring? You need something? Are you kidding? Take a look around. You're in the most boring place in the galaxy. Only good thing down here is Kay's house. Best cooking in the settled systems. And let me tell you, I know my food. But I can't even go there anymore because Kay banned me for bad behavior. Me! Can you believe that? What a load of crap! Why do you want to know? You with security? Oh yeah? Maybe I'll hide my boot in your ass if you don't quit asking questions.
Really? No wonder
That
you got
is,
kicked out.
unless you're with security. In which case, I wasn't threatening you, that was just a joke, and no crime's been committed. I'm actually a very nice person. Yeah, well, newsflash, buddy. I don't like anything about you either. In fact, I dislike you with such conviction that I'm inclined to fight you right now. What do you say we go 10 rounds? Right here, right now. Ha! Oh, I knew you were a coward the moment I laid eyes on you. A word of advice. Down here, you need to be big, strong, and cunning to survive. Like me. A pipsqueak like you won't last a day. Oh, thank God! I was sick of hearing your voice.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us.
No loitering, okay? I don't have the patience for it. Can't say I'll have what you need, but you're welcome to look.
And this is another good source to buy digipics.
That's so. Think folks down here are too poor to afford electronics. Not the first time I heard that line. Yeah, I get that kind of attitude far too often. You find yourself with any more commentary, feel free to keep it to yourself. It's fine. Just maybe give things an extra thought before you let them roll right out of your mouth. A reporter. Fine, but I'm only talking basics. I don't like people snooping around my business. Door's still open, isn't it? That's my idea of success. Sorry if you were hoping for something more flowery. Name's Henrik. I own Apex Electronics. That's all I'm willing to say to some nosy reporter. How the hell do you think? Life's a mess down here. I'm not holding my breath for it to get any better. Great! Now why don't you help me out and buy something? I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Alright, then we've got this guy sitting right over here.
Don't mind me. Just a weary man, resting his feet. I help out Henrik from time to time. Not very often these days. But that's fine. Maybe a little, but that's not such a bad thing, is it? Better than all the noise and attention topside, if you ask me. Oh, Henrik is an old friend of mine. I help out around here from time to time. But I don't just loiter around. I'm involved in my own business endeavor as well. Unfortunately, I'm quite old-fashioned. I only deal with associates that I know and trust. But if you do a small favor for me, I might feel comfortable opening my business up to you.
Sure.
All you need to do is pick up a package from Red Mile and deliver it to me. You don't even need to interact with anyone.
Sure, no problem.
Fantastic. I eagerly await your return. Stay out of trouble.
Now, also, here by the door, you don't want to pass this up, we have another magazine.
Oh man, I'm running late for the meeting. What time is it? Don't look at me, I haven't got a clue.
Alright, rather than going topside, let's also Now that we've done primary stories, do the art dealer. There we go.
Have you tried the chamomile?
You can talk to these guys if you want.
What?
Thing about the trade business? Who you know matters as much as anything else. Welcome to the Trade Authority. If you're here on legitimate business, I would be more than happy to help you. If, however, you are here under false pretense, say, sent by one Miss Tsang of UC Distribution, then I'm afraid you'll find nothing illegitimate here to report to her, and I'd ask that you pass along my request to stop these silly games. So, what'll it be? Perhaps, but I'm quite confident in my business, and I refuse to be intimidated. Please, let me know if I can assist you further.
Well, we do have this package to pick up.
Ah, yes, I've been expecting you. Here's your package. And don't worry, I've already corrected the ownership record for you. Good. I'm glad we understand each other.
Well, I don't want to leave quite yet.
Thanks for your business.
How about some work?
Well, that depends. If you have a ship and are willing to haul cargo, then we've got some work. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be more specific. We frequently post cargo running jobs up on the mission boards around town. Check them out. I've heard our jobs pay well, and on the off chance that's not what you're looking for, well, I can't really help you then. I thought the name made it rather obvious. We are the authority on trade in the settled systems. Whether it's bulk cargo, specialty items, or individual requests, we make sure things get where they need to go. We have shipping lanes across the settled systems and deal with nearly every major corporation and faction there is. We've been in New Atlantis for a very long time, before most things topside were built. With lots of infrastructure already in place, ample storage, and discreet access to the spaceport, it makes sense to stay. It's had the unintentional, but not unwelcome, side effect of weeding out people who can be timid about doing business.
So we'll go ahead and leave now, but what she's saying is if you do have stolen items, you can sell them here, and there's actually an option to buy them back, so that immediately cleans them from their stolen
Pleasure dealing with you.
status. So it's kind of the local fence here in town.
I know your type. The freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
Let's see if we can't find a few more people to talk to. Here's the House of Enlightenment.
I'm trying to cut down on that,
Let's see what's going on in here.
You know what they say.
Welcome to the House of Enlightenment. We run a number of social programs, from financial aid to food banks.
No, really, that's how you pronounce it. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Wow.
Perfect. It just so happens there's a task I need help with right now.
Dictionary, make sure this doesn't happen again.
Indeed. Sometimes it just works out that way. People with mutual interests seek each other out, and by working together, we achieve something greater than ourselves. As for the job, I need you to pick up a man named Tahir over at the med bay. He's recovering from some injuries and needs assistance getting back to his apartment. I'd like you to pick him up, grab a bite to eat, and take him home.
Sure, no problem.
I'm afraid not. Even after you're healed, it takes time to recover from something like this. Most people have family and friends to lean on, but Tahir has no one. On top of that, he's a young and prideful man, so he won't accept help from UC security. in one of the poorer districts near where the children play soccer. Take him that far and he should be fine. Tahir is prideful, and I don't want him to feel like you held his hand. You just nudged him in the right direction.
I'll do that job.
Great, you'll find him over at the medbay. He's probably hungry, so after you pick him up, escort him over to Kay's. She should have a meal ready for him to take home. And thanks.
So we picked up this kindness of strangers. So let's go ahead and get that quest going.
My brother works at Starfield.
So we'll go back here to the mid bay.
I'm not gonna be stuck in this place for long. All I need is some grease, and I'll turn it into a brink. You'll see.
It is pretty easy to get turned around in here. There's Kay's again. Back over here to the mid bay.
All right, Molly, coming or not, this is the last time I'm gonna offer.
I don't need your help. I can walk home on my own.
Suit yourself. But if you get lost or end up in a cell, don't blame me. I tried to help.
What? Hey, you wouldn't happen to know where the soccer nets are? My apartment's in the same area.
Sure, I'll
I
find
had
it.
a bad case of the brain fog, and I can't seem to remember which way to go. Really? Is this some sort of scam? I'll have you know, I got no creds. Andy Singh. Well, if I'm gonna owe anyone, I'd rather it be the house than the UC. Alright, you win. Seeing as I got no one else, might as well roll the dice with a stranger. So, go on, lead the way.
Okay, next we gotta go to Kay's. Get him a home-cooked meal.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
You're welcome. Here he comes.
Folks gotta look out for one another. That always nice to see a fresh face around here. You stop in whenever you'd like. I've got it right here. Is this for you to hear?
Well, I don't have any credits, so...
Then you're good. I already talked to Andy, and this one's on the house.
Thanks, Kay.
You're welcome, kid. It's just good to see you alive and well. You know, there was a time when you'd be in here every night.
Things change, Kay.
I know. Believe me, I know. And I get it's hard to come out here, but just... don't be a stranger, okay?
I'm sorry, I'll try not to.
Good. I'm glad we got that sorted. Here's the soup. Be careful, it's a little hot.
If you haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama. She likes checking in with everyone.
Yeah, thanks for butting in there, Teresa. You got a quest to follow? Come on, Tahir. Let's get you home.
Nice to meet you.
I hope I'm as cool as Solomon Coe when I grow up. Ah, here we are. Home sweet home.
Yeah, come on down.
At the end of the day, home is home, even if it's a bad one. But, thanks for the help.
I probably would have found it on my own, but it would have been a chore. Oh, right, the soup from Kay's. Man, it's been a long time since I had a warm meal. You might say that. Before I got hurt, I used to stop by Kay's every night for a soup and a sandwich. It didn't matter how bad my day was, or how empty my pockets were. As long as I had my food and my beer, I'd be good. All that weight would just wash away. And to be honest, I haven't felt that feeling in ages. Until now. So, you doing this for me, it means a lot. Thanks. Thanks. I didn't know what to make of you at first. Not often you can trust a stranger down here. I'm glad I did.
Alright, we got a little XP there. Kind of slums area, and then we have Jake's, which is a bar. Remember me?
Hey, beat it!
You buying? You better be buying. I don't do small talk.
Sorry, just small talk.
Down here? Like that's somehow different from other bars? Worse, maybe? That's what you're implying? Yeah? Well, don't. First of all, I didn't ask what you thought of it. Second, don't blow smoke up my ass. We both know it ain't nice. Well, bye.
Also here we got some other characters. Let's see. Just a citizen.
Excuse me.
Come on. Here's some crew we can hire, a payload specialist if we want.
There are always about 1 million things to do, and I'm only one person.
We're down here. Let's go ahead and speak to Nurse O'Shea again.
Three gunshots this week alone. I guess we know where UC Security's priorities are and aren't. If you need patching up, we'll see what we can do. Oh, you remembered. I'm touched, dear, really. Yes, there's absolutely something you can do to help. All the children seem to have the same stomach bug, but I'm having trouble diagnosing it. Pediatrics isn't my specialty. But one of my colleagues, Dr. Lebedev, is an expert. If I had his research notes, I'm sure I could diagnose the disease and find a treatment. I've seen an uptick in cases of sick children in the medbay recently. They all seem to be presenting the same symptoms, but I can't identify the cause. It isn't serious enough to kill them, but I haven't found an effective treatment yet. That has me worried. He works topside at Reliant Medical. It's easy to find. It's right between Mast and Orion Tower. Dr. Lebedev is always there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'd go myself, but I can't leave the medbay unattended.
Alright, we picked up that quest. Let's go ahead and also look into, while we're down here, suspicious activity.
You take care of Tahir for me, okay? That man's been through so
Everyone's
much.
welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. Understand? No causing
Let's do this. Try for a better.
No shortage
Here we
of
go.
hungry mouths to feed around here. Would you? I'd really appreciate it. I saw them hanging around the UC surplus earlier today. They sure looked suspicious to me. I'd rather you didn't. I want to make sure I'm right about this before we go to security. But I have to be sure they're up to something before I get the authorities involved. I don't want to get anyone on security's bad side for no reason. Why don't you do a little sleuthing for me? Maybe you'll have better luck eavesdropping on them than I did.
Sure,
We
no
can
problem.
decide what to do once we figure out if they're really up to something.
All right, let's do that. Here's the two characters right there.
I've got no idea.
Just kind of sneak over a little bit.
I don't know, Isaac. Seems like a tough joint to crack.
Nah, that's just what they want you to think, Louis. You see security around here?
No, but
But nothing. I say we strike while the iron's hot. I got a feeling that goody two-shoes at Kay's place is gonna rat us out.
she was giving us some serious side-eye last time we were in there.
See? No time like the present. We'll do it tonight. It'll be fine, trust me. We'll be in and out in time to make last call at Jake's. If we can make this happen, we'll be real big shots around here.
I've never seen anybody else try something like this.
I've just about had enough.
Go back and let her know what we found out.
If you haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama. She likes checking in with everyone. Damn. I was hoping I had it wrong. I guess that settles it. We have to get the authorities involved before they can go through with the robbery. You should take this straight to Officer Endler at the security office. He'll look into it. If he gives you a hard time, tell him I sent you to make the report. That'll get him on your side.
No problem.
Sort of. He's a regular customer, and I've reported crimes to him before. He's more fair-minded than most of the Wells security officers. Thanks. Let me know when you've made the report, okay?
No problem.
Something to report? Got a call someone's power kept going out. You know what it was? A heat leech as long as my leg. Ugh.
Never a dull day for security in the well. Well, that's what we're here for. What's going on? The UC surplus. You sure about that? It's been a long time since someone was stupid enough to rob that place. That's so. Nobody in the well's more reliable than Teresa. If she says there's a problem, I believe it. You could tell her I'm personally looking into it. That should ease her mind. Those thieves won't be so cocky with security on patrol.
All right, let's let her know. We reported the crime.
Hey there.
By the way, here is UC surplus. We'll come back in just a second.
That was quick. How'd things go with Officer Endler? Don't take it personally. Endler's not usually one to trust strangers. That's why I told you to use my name if he gave you any trouble. I'm glad you were able to talk him into it. Thanks for your help with this. I feel a lot better knowing security's on patrol down there.
Now we've got a ways before we can level up security again. But now is the time to go ahead and level up commerce. As you can see, I'm still holding on to a skill point. I think it's a good idea to keep one in the bank just for leveling up skills when you need them. We've still got more locks to pick. We've still got more persuasion checks to pass. So it's always a good idea to keep that one in the bank so that you can rank up something as soon as you can. Oh, let's see, there's more to do down here. Okay, we did that one. Do that. We'll do this one when we get back. We're gonna have to come back down to the well anyways. So, and then we've got to go back up topside to talk to Kelton there by the tree. So, let's go ahead. We'll go back to now. Before we do, it's a good idea to investigate EC surplus.
Happy to make a deal. You need stuff, I need credits. It all works out. I got contacts all over. Stock may not be so reliable, but I got ways of getting things. Look around. You tell me. You see it's a big organization. Lot of planets, lot of people, whole lot to keep track of. Sometimes they don't do such a good job of that. Sometimes stuff falls through the cracks, winds up collecting dust in some warehouse. But that's alright, because I, and by extension you, get to benefit. I make great deals on stuff in bulk, you get some low prices. Everyone wins. A lot of people will tell you it's the worst, one step above being homeless. They'll whine about how folks topside have it so much better. Me? I like it. It's more real down here. Topside, everyone's trying to show how civilized and rich they are. Oh, it's exhausting. But, hey, to each their own.
Alright.
Watch your back out there.
Now, while we're here, there is a lot of thieving. As you can see, these things have the red stolen mark to them. If we pick up any of this, would be stolen. But it's really hard to do because it sits right there watching you shop. Then you have various customers that wander in and out. There's, however, this area here in the back. Do a quick save here. And it's relatively easy to do some quick looting here. Some ammo here. You gotta be careful because he does wander back here sometimes. And you do not want to get caught stealing. wander out. Nothing for me, thanks. Excuse me, pardon me. Now, while we are also here, it seems like we had... thinking one of the activities was talk to Sergeant Yumi again. Yeah, let's... He's over here.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps. Men like him aren't very generous with their time. They want you to solve a case without ever having to lift a finger themselves. Not that he'd be much of a witness, given that he was still half drunk when he got here, and somehow even more so when he left. Sorry. Wrong word. Rich people don't get drunk, they get inebriated. Which is another way of saying highly unreliable. Good. Report back here when the matter's resolved. The restaurant, over in the residential district, caters to a very fancy clientele. It's the kind of place where forks come in different sizes, depending on the food. According to the patron, the ring is valuable, but if I had to guess, not for sentimental reasons. Normally, when someone loses a valuable keepsake, they're heartbroken. The way this guy was acting, it's almost as if he lost a wallet full of creds.
All right.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Nope. Good so far. But now let's go talk to Nadia.
Hey, no funny stuff with that booze.
Who are you seeing? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
You have another story for me? Hey, that's great! Thanks so much. Did everything go all right? Glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to reading through your notes. I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of the story if it gets published. There's nothing like seeing your name in print. Dear Lord, everyone wants to know about Baron. He's a smart guy. He cares about what he's reporting. He's way too damn cozy with the UC, and that's a problem for us staying impartial. My biggest beef with him is he's credited with everything he reports, and he doesn't lift a finger to correct that impression. Next time, then.
Sure, no problem. We'll have some new news. When we get new news, we'll come back and report to her. So let's see, which quest are we going to be on now? Let's go ahead and see if we can't talk to Kellen while we're over here. Or will we have the art dealer? There we go. Deliver that art. Back downstairs. That he was over there at the spaceport. Should have done that before we came over here.
It's amazing what passes as art nowadays. Selling art is a bit of an art itself, you know. Shh! Are you crazy? Keep your damn voice down. I must say, that's not the reaction I was expecting. But you're right. The world of art is quite exciting. Well, if you go about it my way, that is. It's all part of the game, my friend. It pays to get your hands a little bit dirty. It pays very, very well. But I digress. Thank you for your discretion. Now that our little transaction is complete, I should be on my way. Take care, and let's not talk about this again.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for the creds. Thanks for the XP.
I'm not.
That's of no concern to you. I told you at the end of our business that we will not speak about it. Do not mention my work again.
Okay.
See you.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Geez, it's something simple, too.
Names aside, where's the paperwork? Did it not get filed?
Oh, no. He lost his ship about a month back. Crimson Fleet raid, I heard. Didn't we talk about this?
We most certainly did not. I would remember something like that. Well, that's very unfortunate. We'll have to secure some other supplier.
And let me guess, it's gonna be more expensive.
I'm sorry, I don't control these things. I make the best deals I can. I am not a stockbroker. I am the owner. I am busy right now. If you need something, why don't you talk to Emily? She'll take care of you.
On the wrong side of the... Alright, we're done with her.
Appreciate the business.
So let's see.
Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
Let's go ahead and go to the med center.
done deal. Our whole office is getting moved to Gagarin.
Really?
See why that extra O2
I'm not
comes
feeling
in.
that bad.
We have an appointment. We're seeing the doctor. That's it.
Maybe some other time. I have that report that's due.
I talked to your boss. She agreed that you need to take care of yourself. I know it's tough, honey, but a lot of times the earlier they catch something, the better it is.
You're right. I know you're right. I just wish they wouldn't keep us waiting so long.
You have to trust the science, the medical knowledge. We almost had to have an intervention to get my wife here. It's taken weeks of talking to get my wife to come here. The doctors better get here quickly. It's taken weeks of talking to get my wife to come here. The doctors better get here quickly.
I keep telling myself that Reliant Medical is top-notch. How long do we have to wait?
Well, I don't know. Let's go talk to the doctor and see what's going on. Hey there, citizen. And there he is. He
The
never
majority
leaves.
of citizens here in New Atlantis count on Reliant Medical. I believe our reputation speaks for itself.
Hey, no sitting down on the job. We've got kids to cure.
Welcome to Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you.
A medical problem Talia can't solve. I never thought I'd see the day. How can I help?
We've been professional acquaintances for a long time. She's an excellent nurse. If the well didn't need her so badly, I'd have offered her a job here ages ago. Sick children. Well, we can't have that. I'd be happy to help. Let's see. A stomach bug. I've treated plenty of those. I keep extensive notes. I'm sure I have something that can help. Ah, yes, here we go. This should do the trick. I've uploaded some of my notes on common stomach issues in pediatric patients to this slate. Please, pass it on to Talia. She can keep it. And give her my best, will you? I hope everything works out for those kids.
Anything
Welcome
else
to
going on?
Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you.
Now we can have our perk removed, but I like it, so I'm going to keep it.
Well, everyone knows Reliant, largest medical provider in the settled systems. They've spent decades advancing medical science with their research division, and have built an entire supply network to keep us all healthy. They've always been quite proud to work here. Well, of course, New Atlantis is a big place. Lots of people, which means no shortage of injuries, communicable diseases. But we're well staffed and do our best to accommodate anyone who needs help.
Well, we don't need help. We're fully healed. And there's no sense in buying any medical supplies for him, and we want to keep our...
Take care of yourself.
All right. And he's always here, so there's really no opportunity for stealing those. Just more citizens. And this guy and his wife.
The procedure is low risk, but that still means risk. I keep telling myself that Reliant Medical is top-notch.
It is.
It's taken weeks of talking to get my wife to come here. The doctors better get here quickly.
Okay. And then while we're over here by the mast, let's go ahead and talk to Kelton. believe that's under the activities. There he is, over here. Talk to him again about this tree business. Come on.
Ah, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? I hadn't expected to run into you again. Yes, well, I had good reason to be distressed. You had already helped me establish that there is something unprecedented going on with this tree. Now my superiors have been made aware. There is growing concern. Oh my, a bit of an unintentional pun, isn't that? Well, concern that things are going to get worse. The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this tree are increasing in strength and frequency. Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what the upper limit is. We don't know when or even if this will stop. It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but given time... While I hesitate to speculate on the possibilities, well, none of them are good. I am attempting to formulate one, yes. But until I have all of the relevant information, it is impossible to do so. There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. Unfortunately, there are some, shall we say, personal issues with acquiring it. Personnel issues, if you understand me.
No.
Not necessarily, but if you're offering your services, you've certainly proven to be reliable help in the past. One of the other researchers in MAST, Emilio Hadek, has research I believe could be vital to my work here. He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far he's refused to turn it over to me. I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined to relinquish it. What do you say?
Sure.
He's held a grudge against me for years. It's petty, really. I'm sure he thinks that doing this now will hold back my career. He wouldn't listen when I tried to explain this isn't about me. There are bigger concerns. I suggested nothing of the sort. Although, now that I think about it, I confess, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Anyway, no. I just need his data. I am sure that can be acquired without force, or the threat of it. 90% sure. The last time I saw him, he was being assigned to sample collection out near the agricultural areas. I'm sure you'll find him there.
All right. There he is. I'm going to do a quick save because we have a persuasion check coming up here. All right, let's see what he has to
Of all the
say.
assignments they could have given me.
Come on, talk to me, buddy.
Could you stand a little to the left? I think you're blocking my readings. Oh, it's important research. I won't bore you with the technical details, but it's critical that I get this done. Trees. I see what's going on here. You're working with Kelton, aren't you? Nice try, but it's not happening. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that. Oh yeah? You think so? Wow, thanks for that. I'll really give it some thought. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? I'll hand over the data. But I'm only going to do so after you've helped me secure a better position in Mast. Oh, don't worry. You're just going to erase some files for me. Make sure I look good next time promotions get passed around. Well, then I guess we don't have anything else to discuss, and Kelton can just forget about getting his hands on the data. See you around. Changed your mind, did you? Willing to help me get a promotion?
Fine, I'm in.
Wait, really? Wow. Okay. Okay. I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations in the last couple of years. Totally unjustified, incredibly unfair. I found a backdoor into the Mast network so I could make some changes to my personnel file. But it turns out the chief engineer knows what she's doing. The only way to get access is from the terminal in her apartment, which is kind of locked.
So let's try to persuade here.
Sorry, that's not on the table. From where I'm standing, kinda seems like it is. Yeah, maybe. Okay, look. Just hear me out, alright? I really need this to happen. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate you. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment. Fine, you win. Just get out of my sight. And tell Kelton to stuff it.
Sure, no problem. So that's the importance of ranking up persuasion and passing these persuasion checks.
I hope you have the data. It's really quite crucial. That he is. I'm sorry that you had to put up with him, but this data is vital. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that it comes up later, particularly in a legal setting. And I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure Emilio didn't double-cross me. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly hoping that this is the last piece I need to figure out what we can do. That is hardly reassuring. It is, in fact, the exact opposite. Still, though, thank you for your assistance.
All right, get some credits and some experience. Thank you very much, Kelton. And we can come back and check up on him later. We could have done this one when we were over here by SSN.
Your poise, your stature, your confidence. You strike me as a fellow collector. You look like someone who has many stories to tell. I'd like to hear them. Ah, the usual things, I suppose. Fame, fortune, power. I'm only joking, of course. I've actually been fortunate to call New Atlantis home for many years. For a collector, like myself, I do believe there's no better place in all the settled systems. I've been charmed to make the acquaintance of many fellow old Earth enthusiasts here in New Atlantis. And that is why I continue to stay. Me? Why, to be frank, I don't do much. Not anymore, at least. And that suits me just fine. Yes. I now live to collect artifacts from Earth. You see, every artifact tells a story. Even spoons and forks, which most take for granted.
Speaking of
People
cutlery,
laugh at me when they see I collect old Earth spoons. But think about it, friend. Spoons change the course of history. Can you imagine life without them?
How about a plate?
Oh my. As in a plate from Earth? Absolutely. Without question. Here, take the gem. That Guillaume, if he wanted his gem back so badly, he could have simply asked. The gem is worthless, less than a paperweight. But actually, Earth paperweights are quite valuable. Bah, I'm sure Guillaume makes it seem that way. In reality, it couldn't be further from the truth. Guillaume and I have known each other for years, since we were both young men. He is the closest thing I have to a brother. And, much like brothers, we quarrel. But that doesn't mean we don't like each other. I will say, however, Guillaume can be a tad overdramatic, as well as a sore loser. Don't tell him I said that.
Alright. So let's do that. Back to the rapid transit. You know, actually, let's see. Let's... Come on. Let's do this one real quick so we can come back and tell the sergeant what we find. And then when we come back to the spaceport.
Hi, how you doing?
I do hope you are enjoying your time in the Atlantis. All of our signature dishes are unique to the Roost. You won't find anything like them anywhere else. The Dawn's Roost represents the highest quality, from the ingredients to the decor. No expense is spared. Anyone who has sampled our offerings will assure you it is all worth it.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio had been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats. Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt. Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered. I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Problem?
Here we are at the Athena.
Hey. Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that... That lying, cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter. Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it. No, there are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point? It was supposed to be a romantic dinner, our last before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off! He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
So let's see if we can't get a persuasion check here. So
Good day.
Go ahead and give us a quick save.
As soon as my assistant finishes packing my things, I'm taking the first tram to the spaceport. He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. I don't care. I'm not giving it to you. That does sound reasonable. So long as you don't hand the ring over to Octavio.
So we really only need one. Let's just try with the one. There we go.
You're right. My stubbornness gets me in trouble far too often. Fine. I may be extremely agitated, but I want no part of a UC prison. Here.
All right. And again, that's why I like to keep a skill point in my pocket, because we can now rank up persuasion. Okay, now let's head back to
Nice day for a picnic.
spaceport.
You ever just feel like none of this matters? What's the point? No time.
Officer? What can I do for you? Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back? Excellent. I'm sure the victim will be pleased to know their property has been returned. You acquitted yourself well again. I dare say you might have a knack for police work. Here, take this. It's well deserved.
Yay! Some more credits, some more XP. Thanks.
Excuse me. Nothing wrong with a simple bet. Well, as long as you win. Ah, wonderful. I knew George would make the exchange. He could never resist foodware from Earth. You've done me a great service today, friend. I'll be sure to never take this gem for granted ever again. Thank you for bringing it back to me.
Yay, with some more XP.
Take care.
No problem. So next it's time to go back down to the well. I think this is also a great time to go ahead and call a wrap for this video. I do like to keep them about an hour long. Thanks for following along. If you're enjoying this series, please leave a comment and a like. If you become a subscriber because of my Starfield videos, please also leave me a comment so that I can know. And again, thanks for following along. Our next installment, we'll finish our quests in the well and we'll be done with New Atlantis.